Hi, it's an Excel tutorial of how to develop a dashboard, and this very one you guys are looking at is to do with the population of West Africa and their GDP there. So now let me show you guys how this works. You can always navigate to whatever country you want to navigate to. Like we have Sierra Leone there showing the population and GDP. Okay, then let's go to the next country, that's Togo. Then we can also go back, and that's Nigeria. Nigeria happens to be 170 something million. I believe that figure is wrong, it's more than that. And this is the GDP for 2017. That is wrong as well. If you want to find out more information about that, you can always research it. All I'm concerned with is just developing the dashboard. So that is how the dashboard works, and here we can see each of those countries and their population. You can see the chart showing their population. One other thing that we can do is, let's take a very good example. Look at Benin. Okay, let's look at Benin, and if we want to increase, let's say we want to increase the population of Benin, let's come right there and see Benin, and there's somewhere, there we go. And let's come to a chart where you guys can see it properly. So look at this very chart. What I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the population of this country. Let's say the country is about 99 million plus, and all we just need to do is click on this update. But take a look at it, look at the chart. Once I click on that, you see that okay, he's gone to almost 100 million. Okay, that is what this dashboard is all about. And here you will also see the GDP for each of those countries and the GDP here as well. So what I'm going to do now is to take you guys straight into Excel development environment, and I'll show you guys how to put all of these together, how to use the map chart, how to use the various chart, and how to just put everything together the way it is here. So let's do that now, guys. Okay, welcome back, guys. To start with, you guys will need a data similar to this, depend on whatever you want to use, but I have this West African population and their revenue data. You can always find something like this online. So the first thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to select this country and the population, and I want to create a map. So let's come into insert, select that, and right here that is map chart. So I'm going to insert my map chart and just click on that, and right there, look at it, right away it's just giving me the map of Africa. Okay, and guess what, you can even narrow it down. So if you want to narrow it down, all you just need to do is double click on this map, and you can come where we have map area, the map area, only regions with data. Just click on that, and that should take you straight to just the regional area of West Africa. Okay, and whatever you want to do, okay, if you want the population shown, you can come right here, best fit only, and there see the names, and here show all. Okay, there, that is the map. And one other thing that you can do with this very map, because I didn't want mine to have a background, you can always get rid of the background. Where we have fill, just say no fill and get rid of the background. There, that is one part of it. The next thing is, let's create some charts. So still with the country and population, select that. So let's come straight to insert, and right there I need, maybe we should go for a bar chart or this cluster chart, 3D cluster chart. Okay, that looks good. I'm gonna go for that. There we go. Right, just paste it right there. And one other thing that you guys can do is, we can, like we have population here, this one is not giving us any data, so we can just change that to maybe map of Africa, West Africa. Okay, there. So we have our chart in there. One other chart that I'll prefer is I'm going to go for, let's go for a pie chart. So I'm going to insert that as well because I'm going to need it for the interface I intend to design. This is a pie chart. You can choose whatever chart you want. So the pie chart is ready. Just you can decide to enhance it the way you want, but I'm going to settle for that. Right, the next one that I want to do now is I'm going to need another chart that will give me lines and so on. So let's come in here, just select that again and come right down, insert, and let's look for something to do with lines. Yeah, that looks, let's see. Okay, we settle for this right there. Yeah, that's cool. So I have all my charts in place. Let's click on this so that you guys can see. That is how the whole interface looks now. Okay, and guess what? You can even get rid of all of this background if you guys want. Now let's come in here and just go to okay, page and layout, and right there, you see where we have view. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this grid and get rid of this as well. Look at that, it's all gone. Okay, but if you want them back, you can always put them back. Right, I just want it plain so that I can see what I'm doing. Okay, now that is done. But one important thing I like to do is, you see, I would like to be able to just select any of these and get hold of just the country. What I'm talking about is if I click on this, or maybe I should just select all of these. Let's copy that. Okay, Control C, copy, and let's open up another sheet 2, paste that in there. So I have a country and their population. So in here, what I intend to do is for each country, I am going to select each country and create a map for them right in here. Insert, and just come in here, Republic of Benin, that is Benin. There's a map for Benin just created, and Burkina Faso and population as well. Insert, where is it? Right there. So and so on. I'm going to do that for every single map, every single country that I have on my chart here. And each of these charts here, I'm going to give them a name, like this one, Benin. I'm going to change the name to Benin because I intend to call it. And come right here, repeat the same thing for Burkina Faso. Let's just copy Burkina Faso and paste it there and make life easy for you. Change the name there, press enter, and if you want, you can then change the title, map of Burkina Faso, and this one as well, map of Benin. Right, so let's do one more, then I will have to speed that up. This is Cote d'Ivoire, so let's come into insert, do that again, select insert and map there, that's Cote d'Ivoire. Okay, I'm going to change the data just like I've done with the other ones. Get rid of that for now. Cote d'Ivoire. Okay, let's just call it Ivory, so that's fine. Press enter, map of Cote d'Ivoire. There. Right, so I'm going to speed that up because there's a lot of work to do. Okay guys, now I have all of the countries ready, but I just want to show you one more thing, how to change the colors, because I've changed most of the colors. Look at this color here, Nigeria. So if I double click on that right here, series color, we can always change that right there. So I'm going to make that percentage and make this 1% as well, and right there, you see, and you can always allocate how many percent you want. Like the green here is 0, 0. You can make it 50, whatever you want to do. But what will happen is the way it was, green, white, green, has changed. So I'm just going to make that 0.0 the way it was, and there. So that's how you change all of those colors to whatever you want there. So all you just need to do is double click on whatever map you want, okay, or you right click on it and select format data series, and that should open up this. And right here, this is the icon you want to use to enhance the appearance of your map. And in here you can also carry out some selections here if you want. Just play around with it and you know what's going on, how it's all done and so on. Okay, you are strongly advised to play around with it. You see nothing is there, and it's back to the way it was. And let's see this. You can see that. Play around with it, and that's all you need to do. Okay, so I have created all my maps. The next thing I'll do now before I continue is I'm going to save this project because it's not saved yet. Let's save it. So right here I'm going to call it map population. Okay, save as type. I'm going to make that Excel macro enable. Okay, make sure that is selected and click on save. There we go. It's now Excel macro enable. There. Okay, those are all the maps taken care of. So let's create another worksheet here. Okay, on this worksheet number 3, I'm going to copy this. I had to convert this to US dollars. So let's copy all of these. Let's Control C, and let me come in here and just paste it right here. There. I really don't need this, so we can get rid of this. I just want to use this for my GDP. So let's select all of this data, come into insert, and right here let's see what type of chart will I like. Bar chart, or as a line one, as a bar chart. That is for stock, which is now good enough. Okay, I'm going to go for a bar chart, this very one here. I'm going to settle for this and then click on OK. That is for my GDP, so I can just say West African GDP there. GDP there. That is one. So, and I can even draw out a map as well. Insert. I love this device here, it's very good. That is the map. Let's paste that somewhere. There we go, guys. Well, if you want, you double click on it and that will just show you, let's say for West Africa. Yeah, let's see here. I have West Africa, so let's change this one to Africa then. Yeah, there we go. Right, all my interface is ready now. All the resources that I'm going to be using for my interface, they are all ready. So what I'm going to do now is, let's copy this and just paste it in here. Come in here, paste. There, that's much better. Okay, now the next thing is, let's go to developer. If you don't have your developer tool on, you go to file, options. This dialog box pops up, select customize ribbon, and right there make sure developer is checked and click on OK. Then you should be able to get this menu right up here. Now click on that menu and select Visual Basic, or you can always press on. Let's close that. You can always press on Alt F11. That is it right underneath there. Look at it, Alt F11. Okay, click on that. There we go. So the next thing is you go to insert and select Userform. There. Now we need to define the size of this Userform. Let's height, I'm going to make that about 700. The back color, I'm going to make the back color green. Yeah, scroll right down, and the width, I'm going to make that 1000 to 1028. There we go. Now let's click on that, get a toolbox, and I need a label here, a text box here. Okay, and one more text box, so I have 2 of those. I'll bring that up here, and I need a label here as well. Copy, and another one. So all of these labels, let's change the font to something visible. Come right here and select something light. Right, this very one. So let's increase the size of that, and that I'm going to make that 30. Let's see, where is it? There. So let's enter 30 in there and make that bold, and let's change the contents on it to dashboard. There, let's drag it that much. Okay, and these ones, in fact all of these ones, let's make it about maybe 12 and bold, and let's change the content here. This will become country, and the next one will be population. There. And right underneath, I'm going to add 2 buttons, 2 command buttons, one here and one. Just copy and paste one there. Change the background color for both button to, come on, let's get that right. Let's change the color to green. The font something light. Size, make that 12 bold. Okay, now right underneath I need a list box. Directly underneath list box, paste it there, and I also need 2 more buttons. Copy, hold on to shift key. Now right below these 2 buttons I need 1 button here. There we go. Okay, the next thing is, let me get a frame. Yeah, so add a frame here. What about that? Okay, let's get rid of the content we have inside that frame. Delete, and I'm just gonna copy this very frame and reduce the size, and then change the color to something light, and paste this very one right in here. Now I need some image box. I need 4 of those. One here, so we can just copy this across then. Click and hold onto your control, click, drag. We have 2 and 1 here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to speed up the design of the whole interface, and I will get back to you guys. But for all that I need is right in here. Oh, there's one more component that I'll need. I need a label right in here. So let's come back in here. I'll copy this. I'm going to copy this and paste it right in here. I want it green. We'll copy it, paste it out there, and change. Okay, the background is green. Okay, let's come right there. Yeah, that's fine. Just drag it that much. Okay, right, if I run it now, this is what you guys will see. Delete this. This is what you guys will see. Then we work on enhancing the whole interface. Okay, so let's speed that up, and I'll get back to you guys shortly. Okay guys, this is how the interface looks now. Let me run it and you see what I'm talking about. But nothing is happening now. Nothing. Okay, I'm going to close that, and let's double click on the form, the first thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to declare the following variable. Let's say dim counter. I'm going to use that to count the amount of clicks as long. And the other one is going to be, let's create another one. Just going to copy that, be lazy here, and change this to, okay, that's going to be country chart, right? And that is going to be us chart. And the next one is going to be, let's say picture map. In the case of picture map, that's going to be string data type. And the next one, I'm going to just call that current row. That's going to be long as well. Next row, declare another one. So those are all my variables in place. Okay, that is it all done. The next thing I'd like to do is I'm going to create a function. So let's say right up here. Let me just copy that and just give it a name. And that function, I'm going to call it open chat. Right, that's my function right up there. That should be right inside the general. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Now, right in there, what I intend to do is I'm going to set this country chart. Let's say set country chart, and that is going to be as sheet. And let me make that for sheet number 1. Okay, so I'm actually referring to sheet 1, and right here is my sheet number 1 is the other one. That's what I'm referring to. I'm planning to call all of these charts. Alright, so let's continue. So set that equals sheet 1 dot chart object. Okay, and that chart object is going to be known as counter. Whatever value I have in there, dot chart. There. Now, this very chart, let me set it as parent with country chart dot parent with. So let's say dot width. I'm going to make that about 400, and I'm going to set the height as well. Copy and paste, and the height, maybe we'll make that about 2, maybe 2 or 300. Okay. Yeah, that's done. Now, picture map itself, that is equals to the this workbook dot whatever parts that I have for my workbook. Okay, and quote backslash whatever the directory is going to be, let's say, my chart, or you can just call it temporary, whatever you like. My chart dot, let's give file. Right, so country, and I want the country chart to export as follows: dot export file name, and the file name is going to be picture map, comma, it's going to be in the form of a GIF file anyway, so that's a file name equals a GIF file. There we go. Alright, and I want this picture to be right inside this image number 1, so copy that, come right in here underneath here, say image 1 dot picture, equals load picture, and the picture I want you to load is going to be picture image, this very one right there. Paste that in there and close that there. Alright, and there's some errors here. That should have been sheets, and this was meant to be filter name. There we go. Okay, nothing will happen now, but one thing I like to do is, you see the form load, I'm going to have to use this event initialize. Let's see, there we go. For the initialize, get rid of this. For the initialize, the first thing I like to do is, let me say counter. You see this counter, I'm going to say counter equals 1. For the very first image it opens, counter will be equals 1. And I will also like to call, I have to call open chat. I say call open chat there. Now that I've called whatever image we have in here, counter is going to be equals 1. Okay, and if you guys can still recall, I have 1 2 3 4 here. Okay, but let's see now. Let's see if we can call the very first image. Okay, since the counter is going to, since the open chat will be called inside initialize. So let's click on that, and yeah, there we go. You see the very first image is there. That is the form doing its own thing. Okay, one other thing I like to do for this initialize is, okay, in there, because I'm going to call some other, yeah, let me just grab all of this here and I'll paste it right here, because it's likely I'm going to need it. Okay, I will get rid of this. That is fine. Now, once I call whatever image I have, I want my counter itself to be equals to 2. So in here, let's say counter equals 2, and let's go back and say if counter equals 2, what about current row? Current row should be 2. No, it's not counter, it's current row. Should be 2 there. Now I have two text boxes. Let's say txt country dot text equals whatever we have on the current row. Cells can be current row, comma 1 dot text. And I'm going to repeat the same thing for the other text box. The other text box is known as populate. No, population, not populate. Txt population dot text equals cell row equals 2. Okay, that's just to call whatever content I have, or use that for update as well. Then I now need this, the name of this. I want to populate it from whatever I have on my workbook here. See, whatever I have in here, I want to use just these two. So go back to the code, and right underneath here we say list box. That's the name of the list box, lst display dot, that will be column. I'm just going to make the column count equals 2. Well, the choice is yours. If you want it to be 3, I just want it to be 2. Display list dot row. Let's say the role is role source equals, let's see, the role source is going to be, okay, I want this title as well, so make it from here to here. Or if I want 3, I can just, okay, make it A1 to B17. Yeah, so that'll become equals A1 comma B17. Right. Okay, let's run this and see how it's going to look like. You see that country and population, this all appeared in there. Maybe we should even add the other one. Just haven't made up my mind. Okay, make this column 3 and this one will be C17. Okay, C17, look at it here. This is it, C17. Alright, so minimize that. But in that case, I'm not going to have enough room here. Let's see the size of the font we have in here. But first thing, let's just run it and see. There we go, look at it. Okay, if you want to see the revenue, you can always scroll, so that's fine, we'll leave it like that. Yeah, so population, and you want to see revenue, just scroll. Alright, the next thing we want to do now, well, let's double click on the next button so that we can use this button to navigate between whatever we have in here. Okay, so double click on that and just speed that up. There. Okay, those are the lines of code that will take care of that. So let's repeat the same thing for the previous button. Double click on the previous, and right there inside the previous record, it's not the previous map, it's going to be the previous record. There. I'm going to get rid of the previous map because we'll be coming back to that later on. Okay, let's take care of these other buttons here. Scroll right down here, double click on next button right there, and right here enter as follows. There. I'm going to repeat exactly the same thing for the previous button as well. The previous map is called. Now come to previous map, double click on previous map, and right here, where is it now? Double click and paste exactly the same lines of code, and we just need to change these to minus, we change this one to 4, and we change this one to 1. There, that should take care of that. And as you can see, I've also called the open charts. If you come here, you see the open chart. Where is it? Right here. Okay, I've also called that. So those are the lines of code for next map and previous map. So have a good look at it, at those lines of codes. Alright, next map, previous map. Let me just copy them, put them together so that there's no mistake. Right, and this is for previous record, next record and previous record. Okay, there we go. These lines of code are for these ones, and the one with the map right here, those are the ones that we use to navigate between the charts. Okay, I'm going to save that. And one more thing, let's take care of the update. Right there, those are the lines of code for the update. As you can see, I declare I country, I population, I country. Whatever we have inside txt country is assigned into I country, and then it's sent straight onto the worksheet to verify if it's for update. And the same thing applies to the population as well there, and I then get it initialized. So let's run it and you guys see how these lines of code work. Let's see. You see that next is moving the way I want it to operate. Let's see previous, that is good. What about this? There, that is fine. Okay, the other thing is I'm going to use this to call whatever we have in here. When I click on any of these countries that appears here, I want their map to appear in here. So to achieve that, what I'm going to do is, let's exit out. I'm going to have to create a function. So double click on the form. So right in underneath here, let's create a function here. Let's scroll right down there. Okay, the very first function is going to be, let's say, private. Let's copy that. Private sub, whatever. Let's copy, paste that here. Private sub, and that function, I'm going to call it chart loader underscore. Let's say loader. Right, just press enter, and right there, let's use an if statement. If txt country, copy that, dot text equals the first country on the chart is Benin, then this is what I want it to do. Set, let's say end if here. I want it to set as follows. I can also copy that right here. I have that inside my open whatever here. Copy all of that. I can change it around. Scroll right down and right down there. Paste all of those there. Okay, set whatever I have on charts, and that is supposed to be, let's see, where do I have the, okay, I have them on, there we go. You see where I have them? Sheet number 2. So I'm going to have to refer to sheet number 2 now. So instead of sheet 1, that becomes sheet number 2, and the object that I'm calling there is going to be that of Benin. And let's come in here, let me show it to you. This is Republic of Benin. You see the name there, Benin. So that's the one I'm going to call now. Okay, so let's come up here and just copy that. And right here, instead of counter, I'm going to enter Benin there. There, close that. And what else do I have to change? I'm going to leave that the way it is. This is fine, and I think that will do it anyway. Now the next thing is, I need to know which of this chart we're talking of, which of this image. Is image number 4. Okay, so let's come right here, and instead of image 1, that becomes image 4. Now I like to display some information here. Okay, that's LBL results. Copy LBL result. Where is it? Here. And just paste it right there. LBL result dot caption equals Benin, and whatever Benin is going to be Benin population is 9,325,000, and the GDP is, let's say, 9.274 billion. So that's Benin taken care of. Okay guys, the first part of the search function is taken care of. So all I just need to do now is to copy this and speed up the whole process. Okay, let's speed it up guys. So I'm just gonna enter as follows. There we go. Alright, let's save it now. Saved, and I'm going to just run it and see what's going to happen. If I click on any of these, okay, I expect the map to be displayed in there. Let's see why the maps are not displayed. So let's go back to our code, and right underneath here, okay, I was meant to call it form initialize. Okay, let's go back. You see this very one? we have to call it inside form initialize. So let's come in here and look for the form itself. Userform. There we go. Initialize. Call chart loader. So let's run it and see. You see that we have Benin, Republic of Benin there. So let's click on the next one. Okay, Burkina Faso should appear, but that's not appearing. Cote d'Ivoire and so on is not appearing. So let's see why is it not appearing. Okay, so that means we meant to call something in here. So right in here I'm supposed to also call the loader as well. Let's see, double click. Yeah, and the chart loader call there. Now I have to call it as well on the previous record. Paste. Now let's try that again. There we go, we have Burkina Faso and so on. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, it's all working the way I want it to work. Alright, that's good. And you guys can also see the information about the country's population and their GDP. So let's see. Oh, that is Nigeria. We need to take care of this color in there. So let's go back onto the form itself. And where is Nigeria? That is Nigeria. We need to change that to green. Double click, select this, and let's change the whole color to green. Percentage. That's fine. Now save it. Okay, minimize that. Try that again and make sure Nigeria is working. Yeah, let's go. Keep going. Let's see. There, Nigeria is now working. Okay, we now need to take care of these two. That's no problem. All we just need to do is to use maybe form activate to call image 3 and image 2. Okay, let's go into the code where we have open chart. There we go. You see all of these lines of code. I'm going to copy it and I'm going to go into form activate. Let's select form. There we go. Userform, and instead of form initialize, I'm going to ask it to activate the following lines of code there. Alright, now this very one I'm going to change that to, I'll just call that state. I think it should be in quotes. Yeah, and this is going to be sheet number 3, and the same thing. Okay, and this will be image 2. Repeat exactly the same thing for the other one. This is going to be image 3, and I'm going to call this GDP there, and that will be sheet number 3 as well. There we go. That is it. So if you guys want to know which sheet I'm referring to, the images that I'm referring to, that's 3 and that is 2, as you can see there. And I'm also referring to this very worksheet here, sheet number 3. So let's run it and see how it's going to look like. There we go, guys. Look at all the images. So that is the GDP, and that is the map of Africa. In there you can see the map of West Africa, the highlighted ones, and there, and that is how you create your own dashboard using Excel VBA. So with that, guys, I'm going to call it the end of this program, but before that, let's try out just one thing. You see the where we have the revenue. Okay, let's change that. I'm going to close that, come in here. It's because we are on form number 3. I want to see if we can update one of these data on the population. So let's come in here, run it again, and you can see population now. Let's see. You see Republic of Benin, So let's come in here and look for the map. Look at map of the chart for Republic of Benin and other West African states. So for the Republic of Benin, I'm going to increase the population to about, let's say, 99 million plus, and just click on update. Let's see what's going to happen here. Yeah, you see that? Look at that. It's updated. Okay, that means the update works. So let's take it back to 9, and let's just click on update. There we go. That's it. It's updated back to what it was. Okay, so guys, with that, I'm gonna call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you all enjoyed. You all have a nice day now, and please do like and subscribe, and you can also be a member of my channel. You all have a nice day now. Bye for now.